Hi there guys and welcome to News in English with Tutor Tom for Tuesday the 10th of October 2023. Now I wanted to go through this article yesterday but there was something wrong with the link so I couldn't, unfortunately, but we're going to go through it today because something happened over the weekend that was physically remarkable, and that was a long distance runner created a new world record for the time it took to finish a marathon. And I love health and exercise and running. I actually ran the London Marathon many years ago, and it really shocked me just how quickly this particular runner finished the marathon, which is an incredibly long race. It's 26.2 miles. And if you're dealing in kilometers, which many of you are, it's just over 42 kilometers. So it's a long distance to race. So let's go through the article and then you'll be absolutely shocked and surprised with just how quickly this person ran the marathon. So the title of the article is Kelvin Kiptum shatters world marathon record in Chicago. And I'm going to apologize up front for the pronunciation of some of the names of the athletes mentioned in this article. I may not pronounce them correctly, so apologies for that. So let's get into the article. Kenyan Kelvin Kiptum shattered the men's marathon world record in Chicago as he beat compatriot Eliud Kipchoge's previous mark by more than 30 seconds. The 23-year-old finished in a time of 2 hours, 35 seconds. I feel so happy. A world record was not in my mind today, he said after beating Kipchoge's time of 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds set in Berlin in September 2022. Dutch runner Sifan Hassan set the second fastest woman's time in marathon history as she won the female event. Her time of 2 hours, 13 minutes and 44 seconds is behind only the record of 2 hours, 11 minutes and 53 seconds set by Ethiopia's Tigst Assefa in Berlin just last month. Kiptum broke the tape 3 minutes and 27 seconds ahead of countryman Benson Kipruto, with Belgian Bashir Abdi in third. It was his third victory in as many starts over 26.2 miles. He triumphed on his debut last December at Valencia and then won the London Marathon in a course record in April. He waved and blew kisses at spectators before raising his arms when crossing the finish line. His extraordinary run shaved more than 3 minutes off the previous Chicago Marathon record, set by Kenyan Dennis Kimetto in 2013, and brings closer the possibility of the 2-hour mark being broken. I saw the time in front of me. I felt good inside of me, maybe a little adrenaline. I said, let me try. Maybe I can run under 2 hours, he said. I knew one day I would be a world record holder. In the women's race, Hassan finished 1 minute 53 seconds ahead of Kenya's Ruth Chepengetich, with Ethiopian Alemu Megertu in third. So that is just incredible. Running 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers in 2 hours. Absolutely incredible. It works out at roughly 4.5 minutes per mile if you're dealing in miles, and around 2.85 minutes per kilometer if we're dealing in kilometers. So absolutely phenomenal. It would be difficult for me to run just 1 mile at full pace at 4.5 minutes per mile. Absolutely incredible to do that speed for 26 miles. It's an absolutely amazing achievement of physical endurance. And I think because it's so close to 2 hours, just over 2 hours, it's not going to be long before an athlete somewhere breaks the 2 hour mark and actually is able to run a full marathon in under 2 hours. So really, really fantastic achievement of physical endurance. And there's some brilliant words in this article, even though it's only a small article. Let's first describe what a marathon is. So a marathon is a long distance running race, strictly one of 26 miles, roughly 42 kilometers. So for example, I was due to run the marathon the next day. But the word marathon is also a great word to describe a long-lasting or difficult task or activity. So for example, the last leg of an interview marathon which began this summer. So it's a word which describes the physical race, but it's also a really nice word to use to describe something that's very long and difficult in your life. So a lovely, lovely word there, marathon. The next is shatters. Shatters, that is to break or cause to break suddenly and violently into pieces. So the thing that was broken here wasn't glass, it wasn't a cup, it was actually the record was shattered. So that is the word shattered or shatters. And the past tense would be shattered. Record. Record, a thing constituting a piece of evidence about the past, especially an account kept in writing or some other permanent form. For example, you should keep a written record. But for the context of this article, it's actually number 2 here. The sum of the past achievements or performance of a person, organization, or thing. For example, the safety record of the airport is first class. So the marathon record was broken, was shattered. That is record. Compatriot. Compatriot. A fellow citizen or national of a country. So James Bond is my compatriot. James Bond is from the United Kingdom, from England. So am I. So it's a fellow citizen or national of a country. For example, Stitch defeated his compatriot Boris Becker in the quarterfinals. Compatriot. Triumph. Triumphed. That is the past tense of triumph. And that is to achieve a victory and be successful. For example, spectacle has once again triumphed over content. That is the word triumphed. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. This marathon result was extraordinary. It was very unusual or remarkable. For example, the extraordinary plumage of the male. The extraordinary achievement of running a full marathon in just 2 hours. It was extraordinary. Great way to describe something that's very unusual or remarkable. And then finally, adrenaline. Adrenaline is a substance that is released in the body of a person who is feeling a strong emotion, such as excitement, fear, or anger. And that causes the heart to beat faster and gives the person more energy. So you often hear people talk about, "Ooh, that gave me an adrenaline rush." An adrenaline rush. I went to the concert and saw my favorite singer. It gave me an adrenaline rush. It gave me a feeling, a strong emotion of excitement, fear, or anger. And that causes the heart to beat faster and gives the person more energy. So that is the word adrenaline. So really fantastic article there. What I'd love to hear in the comments below is if you were impressed by this result, whether you think that the 2 hour mark is going to get beat in the next few years. So is someone going to be able to run a marathon in under 2 hours in the next few years? Do you enjoy running? Do you like exercising? Is it something that gives you an adrenaline rush? I love to work out and go to the gym and play sports and go running. As I mentioned, I ran the London Marathon many years ago in around about, I think it was 3 hours and 36 minutes. So this particular athlete finished the marathon in almost half the time. So it took me twice the amount of time to run the marathon as it did this particular athlete. But I was very, very proud of that achievement. Running for that distance is an incredible achievement. Have you ever run a marathon or a half marathon? What time did you achieve in that? And what is your rough time per mile or per kilometer when you go running? Do you check that? And alternatively, do you hate exercise? Do you hate running? Do you hate sports? And tell me your reasons why. I would love to have a bit of dialogue and a bit of a communication in the comments below. So it would be great to hear from you.